you gonna ball up, like for real. You this thing. If Diana Taurasi was out there, Maya Moore, and all them, and they deserved money back in those days. They not gonna let that. They gonna play hard. They gonna come out here and like, I want to win this game. So I don't know if they're gonna compete. I don't know if it's just a generation thing where as the younger generations are like, I don't feel like playing today. I'm not sure, but I'm used to. I want to go out and ball, but they still deserve that money regardless of the fact.
I think from her perspective, it probably was really frustrating to watch them just out there live, laugh, love, vibing. The messages are starting to contradict, and that's what I think puts women in trouble sometimes. I know myself, I be contradicting, but I just think they need to go hard right now. This is the time to lock in. It's like starting a business. They're still in the early stages of their business. $250 million to invest into a franchise for the WNBA. These women need to lock in and stay locked in for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't think Aaliyah's class is going to have any let up. She's probably going to have to run so all the girls behind her can walk, as young as she thinks she is. If y'all picking up what I'm putting down. And so that's my thoughts on it. And I'm rocking with that old head traditional mentality.
I'm going to criticize Aaliyah Boston very harshly. I think her playing for Dawn Staley and making comments like that is a complete disgrace. I think also the messaging on the shirt was wrong because, I don't know that they're owed anything, but they should be getting more money. So, you weren't paid X amount of dollars in the past, that doesn't necessarily mean you're owed. But Candace Parker's main point of like, this was a missed opportunity. You were supposed to get out there when you're fighting for something, you're fighting. You don't take this as a moment to rest on your laurels. And so old head mentality or no, get out there and be on your job. Every single day, be ready to compete. And I just thought it was very LeBron James-ish of her to say that they need a break. What do you need a fucking break for? You're working.
Right. Candace Parker has a podcast with Aaliyah Boston. And I like how she checked her because Aaliyah Boston was trying to casually just, think the All-Star game was just a cakewalk. And Candace Parker had to let her know, man, y'all wasted a whole bunch of freaking opportunity, man. This what she said about to her.
So I think it was one of the best All-Star games I won't say All-Star games because the game, I'm going to be honest with you, Leah, it was awful. But
what do you mean?
The actual game? Are you kidding me? What you mean? What do I mean?
The vibes were high.
Leah, y'all, and hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, you don't have to say anything. So I'm going to be your vet. Don't say anything. But y'all cannot come out there with those shirts of pay us what you owe us. Pay us what you owe us, and then do that in the All-Star game.
Here's the thing, though.
Here's the opportunity. No,
here's the thing. No. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna come back.
We come out every single night, and we show why we deserve the money we deserve. An All-Star game where when we have another game in 2 days, I think that is okay to just go out there and hoop and have some fun. Because on Tuesday, we were back at it and we were playing and we were showing once again why we deserve to get paid. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
It wasn't the fact that you're doing something to prove why you have to be paid. I think it was just an opportunity to me on one of the biggest stages with those shirts being worn. Everyone always talks about how the NBA does not play in All-Star games. But guess what? They come down. They do windmills. They do stuff like that, right? Women, I understand that it is challenging. You all were added 4 to 5 games more this season without compensation, which is unfair. But I think on one of the biggest stages with people tuned in and in an all-star setting that was invested in more than any other all-star game previously, without Caitlin Clark, right? She was not playing. I think it was an opportunity to really go out there, and it was an added opportunity. It's not going to subtract anything, but I think the narrative on Monday would have been, well, how come the guys don't play an all-star game? How come these ladies come out there and they hoop and they understand their responsibility? Like, I just think that it would have really maximized the moment of wearing the shirt along with giving the product. Because I tried to watch the All-Star game, I'll be honest. But after one slow Euro step and people pulling up for them, I was like, I can't. I'm a fan of the WNBA and I can't watch this. So I just think that, no, you all didn't have to. But I think it was an opportunity that you could have built on like more momentum, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. But live, laugh, and love.
All right, Britne, Brianna, Dominque. It's a women's league. So y'all go first. Me, Corey, and Chris, we're going last. Y'all thoughts on the All-Star game in general, and what side are you on when it comes to Aaliyah Boston saying this is the only time we get a break? It's okay for us to go out there and dog it. And Candace Parker saying y'all had an opportunity. Y'all put on these freaking shirts and went out there and did not put on the show. So y'all didn't show that y'all deserved that money. All right. So thoughts on both of it, the All-Star game in general, and then what their contrast or comparison was on their take on it.
I agree and I disagree at the same time. As a baller, I don't care what level I'm on. I'm gonna go out and play my heart out. Like, it's like, I don't, if I see a defender or an opponent across from me, I'm gonna play you hard. I don't care the situation, but that's just my competitive mindset, right? You know, I'm like that when I'm doing fitness boot camps. I want to be the fastest down the field, the fastest back, even though in my older age, I'm getting slower. I'm gonna be mad when I lose. Like, that's just me as a competitor. But I think that, so I am with Candace Parker on the fact that they should have went out and they should have played like they were supposed to, because we've said it about the NBA and wherever. We want to see competition in these games. Like, if not, just get rid of it and just give these players a week off or a couple of days off, because at that point it's just pointless. But it's still ball at the same time, so give your heart out. But as far as the t-shirts, I don't care. They've already proven that they should get paid more. Like, they've already proven that, and we know they should get paid more. I don't think that hurt them. From just my opinion, I don't think them not going out there in one game hurt them or giving effort hurt them. They still deserve that money. That, like, they've shown that, throughout the season. The season is competitive. They play both sides of the ball. For the most part, they give their hearts out. From what I can see from the games that I can watch, they play hard. So I disagree with that. That shouldn't hurt them whatsoever, and they still deserve the money. But on the other side, you want ball up, like this, for real. This thing, if Diana Taurasi was out there, Maya Moore and all them, and they deserve money back in those days, they not going to let that. They going to play hard. They going to come out here and like, I want to win this game. So I don't know if they're going to compete. I don't know if it's just a generation thing where as the younger generations are like, I don't feel like playing today. I'm not sure, but I'm used to, I want to go out and ball, but they still deserve that money regardless of the fact.
Why y'all being so polite? Go. I'm not gonna call on you.
Well,
After
I was
you.
gonna. Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely feel what Britne was saying. I think I'm more on Candace Parker's side for sure, and I think the most frustrating take that Aaliyah said was "live, laugh, love." That's what she said in response to Candace, and I almost wanted to like reach through the screen and shake her and say, like, what are you saying? Because I think people forget, and I think even these ladies sometimes forget in the league, that their organization is only 28 years old. It was created in 96. It started in 97. And 28 years in versus the NBA versus the Euro leagues that have been around for 50 plus years, generating a revenue that can pay their players. I'm not saying that these ladies don't like deserve more. They just added more games, 44 more games. I just think that they are a part of that expansion right now. They just got a 13th team added. They got 2 more added next year. By 2029, it's going to be like 18 teams, 19 teams. So they're part of a crucial turning point in viewership, in deals, and like passion that has already been the work that's already been put in and laid down the foundation that was put in for these NBA players to kind of show up now all these years later and have no passion in their sport. I think women could trailblaze and show that they don't have to follow in the NBA's footsteps to make more money. In fact, they should be focusing on basketball, keeping it on basketball. I understand like showing off the outfits and walking the red carpet and being a woman, like that all adds to, I guess, the experience of the WNBA. But if they take on that mindset of this is just an all-star game and we was just vibing, like it's still your job. You still got to show up. And I think one of the things Candace said was this was one of the first time they ever spent that much money on an all-star game. Hearing that in her voice to be where she was at in the level and she paved the way and made basketball fun to watch. She would have loved to play on that stage. And I think from her perspective, it probably was really frustrating to watch them just out there live, laugh, love, vibing. The messages are starting to contradict. And that's what I think puts women in trouble sometimes. I know myself, I be contradicting, but I just think they need to go hard right now. This is the time to lock in. It's like starting a business. They're still in the early stages of their business. $250 million to invest into a franchise for the WNBA. These women need to lock in and stay locked in for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't think Aaliyah's class is going to have any let up. She's probably going to have to run so all the girls behind her can walk as young as she thinks she is. If y'all picking up what I'm putting down. And so that's my thoughts on it. And I'm rocking with that old head traditional mentality. And I think Candace was right in everything she said. I didn't disagree with a single thing she said.
Okay. All right. Dominique?
Now, I don't know if that's the same episode that I saw, but as far as that sound is concerned, I'm with Brianne. I don't disagree with anything that she said. And I, just to add to her point, I think, quite frankly, and I just like I criticize the men very harshly, I'm going to criticize Aaliyah Boston very harshly. I think her playing for Dawn Staley and making comments like that is a complete disgrace. And when you put on a shirt that's saying "Pay us what you owe," or pay us whatever it said. What did it say? Did it say pay us?
It's right there. It's right down the bottom left.
Pay us what you owe us.
Pay us what you owe us. I mean, I think also the messaging on the shirt was wrong because I don't know that they're owed anything, but they should be getting more money. So, you weren't paid X amount of dollars in the past, that doesn't necessarily mean you're owed. But Candace Parker's main point of like, this was a missed opportunity. You were supposed to get out there when you're fighting for something. They should never give, honestly, the men that are paying them that don't believe that they deserve the pay, because they're just a subsidy of the NBA. So the NBA has been mismanaging these women for the entire 28 years, just like they mismanaged the first 40 years of the NBA's business. So when you have the same people mismanaging one league and then they're, in charge of another league that they've been mismanaging for so long, you've got it, you're fighting. You don't take this as a moment to rest on your laurels. And so old head mentality or no, I mean, get out there and be on your job every single day, be ready to compete. And I just thought it was very LeBron James-ish of her to say that they need a break. What do you need a fucking break for? You're working. Right. You don't need a break when you're on the clock. Mel, do you get to have break? I mean, you probably do, but I'm just saying people who work hourly and have a job every single day, they don't get to take extra breaks other than their lunch hour. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really tired of this attitude from men, from women, and I have to call it out in the WNBA. Where do you even get the privilege from, Aaliyah Boston? Because you don't have any. But she's one of the more paid players. So she is actually coming from a place of privilege. And I thought it was very irresponsible of her because she's got endorsement deals that a lot of these other women don't have, that are literally making under the livable wage for their rookie contract and a variety of other things. So I thought that was absolutely disgusting and tone deaf of her to make those comments. And I don't think she had the intention. I don't think her intention was bad, but the impact is.
I'll say this: they played more competitive, unrivaled than that WNBA All-Star
Sure
game.
did.
Yeah.
Sure
It's a
did.
disgrace. You're out here asking for more money, and you're gonna sit there and say you don't need to play. Oh, we don't need to do this. We're gonna
Live,
get
laugh,
out there on
love.
Tuesday. Well, what about today, tomorrow, yesterday? It's just like even in my job. It's not just good enough for me to win the month. I want to win
Right.
the year. I want to win the week. I want to win the day. I want to win the quarter. It's every day.
It's about the leadership. Notice when Diana Taurasi was in the All-Star game last year, that wasn't a thought process.
Nope.
At
All-Star
all.
game last year was
So-
lit. This year
At
they
all.
came out and said,
It was good last year.
yeah, this year they came out and put a daggone logo 3 that was worth 4 points. And I think they shot about 40 of them. I don't know why they kept shooting. I mean, they were hitting backboard. It was
Put that in
horrible.
there for Caitlin Clark, and she
I was
didn't
just-
even
I
show
was-
up to help them.
Thank
She
you, Dom.
can't
I was
go
just
to
about to
rags.
say that.
She tried to coach.
So check this out.
She was drawing up plays.
So
Y'all
check
down
this
by
out.
30.
It would have been cool because she kind of told the answer to the whole riddle or everything that we're talking about in her rebuttal to Candace Parker. At the end, she said, "Live, laugh, and love." Right
Yeah.
for the All-Star game. So why didn't you wear that T-shirt during the All-Star game and then you said we go to work right every day, pay us what you owe us during the regular season? They should have just switched the damn
Right.
shirts.
And then the front office is going to say back to them, well, live, laugh, love.
Yeah,
And yeah, Shadur actually did look good
he
tonight.
did look good.
He looked
He
great.
did.
Played 9 drives too. But so my thing about this, man, this is just business 101, right? Revenue dictates the cap room dictates the contracts, right? When you're playing with a
True,
deficit,
Chris. The NBA lost money for 40 years, though. So we
exactly.
can't use the revenue. They continue to make more money every single year. So we
But they got to the point where they were in the black though. Eventually, right? It took
not
a
when
minute.
they weren't making 76,000 for like 20 years. They continued to make more money every year, Chris.
But they were
They
still
were
still had
losing
to come
money for
back
40
from-
years though, and continued to make more money. So that's like I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you on that revenue point.
But it still makes sense because how
Of course it does, but where's the parity? That's the point. That's why they're saying pay us what you owe, because there's things like inflation and there's costs of operating a business, and the WNBA is not paying the cost to operate the business, but they want to operate it.
So
That's-
okay, Dominique,
hold on, but let me
hold on.
hold on, Corey. Hold on, Corey. Let me ask, and everybody on the panel can answer. When did everybody in media, everybody regardless, when did everybody start talking about the WNBA? And then when did the WNBA actually start?
I mean, that's a
Started
kind
in
of
97.
yeah. That question is kind of a trick bag because when it started, it was a lot of talk and there was a lot of ratings on TV
And they
for
had
those first
different
2 or 3
coverage,
years.
they had different network.
Mhm.
So, like again,
Right.
that's where the mismanagement comes into play, Chris. And so you want to talk about revenues, but when someone makes a pointed decision to take those revenues away, I mean,
And so yeah,
Yeah.
mismanagement is definitely involved because first off, who the fuck is watching Ion? That's one of the
Right.
channels
Or
that the WNBA
Monumental
be on.
Network. Yeah.
Who is watching Ion? So yeah, mismanagement is part of it, right? But I feel like the t-shirts, if the t-shirts would have just said pay us, that'd have been cool. But
Not
pay
with
us
that
what you
4-point
owe
shot.
us,
not
pay
with
us
that
what you
game.
owe us is kind of
Yeah,
crazy because
I'm look.
To me-
I don't like the t-shirts, but if you, like Candace said, if you go wear it
perform.
and draw awareness to yourself, show us what you're talking about, because
Yeah.
it might have been people watching that All-Star game that didn't watch not one WNBA game all season, and this is the
Exactly,
first time they
yes.
get to see them, and they went out there and dogged it while
They
wearing these freaking
bed.
t-shirts to draw all that
Shit
attention.
for that, and this was an opportunity for them to play really well, especially given the fact that CC0 was not on the court.
Yeah.
Let's
And
show
they should
people
take
that this is an
advantage of
enjoyable sport and game, even without her. It's not just about her. They had the unique opportunity to show up and show out, and they didn't. They shit the bed.
Even more important than that, though, like it's almost like if you went somewhere to like a baking competition and you want to go to the ultimate baking competition and you work your ass off to get to this ultimate baking competition, then you go up there and lay an egg. Like, it makes no sense. You had a opportunity in front of a humongous audience to put on a real performance that maybe that is their first WNBA game that they've watched. And you have a chance to gain thousands and thousands of other fans just by performing in that All-Star game. And you decided to go out and do that.
Pretty much. I think that's it. Oh, go ahead.
I do want to point out, like, when I was looking at the ticket sales, it was like $27 to go to this All-Star game.
You got to get them in the seats.
And I just feel like they have the right idea. They have the right idea of things, but
I ain't going to Indiana.
They're just going about everything the wrong way.
That crap.
They got the cool airport though. Yeah,
that's about it.
Wait, hold on. Where was
the OGs are leaving the OGs are leaving the league, and the leadership is. I mean, it's not the OGs no more, man. Like, I'm telling you, that like the mindset of All-Star Weekend changed in 1 year. Last year was totally different, man. But that's the last part I'll say about that.